Hello, my name is Mike Macedonio, Executive Director with BNI. Just recently I was meeting with a gentleman and he asked me a very interesting question. He says, what's your backstory? And as I was explaining my backstory, what I started to realize is this is maybe something I should be sharing with more people. You see, what I explained to him was that when I was growing up, I was in a lower middle class working family. Very hard working family. And it was an interesting experience for me because we didn't have much. There was 6 of us that shared a bathroom. I shared a bed until I was in high school. Okay, and I never knew any better. I thought we had it made. And looking back, it was a very loving environment, but we really didn't have much. And my mom and my dad were big influences on me, as probably with you. And I can remember with my mom in particular, that she always would tell me, Michael, you can do anything. You could be the president if you want to be the president. You could be an astronaut if you want to be an astronaut. And she would encourage me by always wanting me to do better. Well, the way that was received for me is not good enough. And anything that I was achieving, whether it was academic or athletically, it was always, you could have done better. You could have done better. Well, when I went to college, I was one of the first in my family to go to college. I went to school to be a dentist. And I was going through school, I was good at math, I was good at science, but I knew I really didn't have the passion to see this through to a career. And I chose to switch into business, which I felt like I did have a passion for. Now, I will tell you, for most of my adult life, my mom would keep reminding me, you could have been a dentist. And as many of you business owners know, we have our highs and lows, the difficult times in the beginning, but always hear like, you could have been a dentist. Your friend Joey's a dentist. They go on vacations. Well, even when I did start to achieve success in business, she would still want to remind me that you could have been a dentist. Well, I want to tell you that that is something that has driven me to always want to be better. Now, unfortunately, it's sometimes not accepting some of the accomplishments I have had, okay, by literally hitting athletic accomplishments or business accomplishments and still evaluating that it could have been better. But I did have one experience, okay, where my wife and I, Dawn, we moved into our dream home. A beautiful Mediterranean home in California, on a mountainside, infinity pool, everything you can imagine. Not the way we grew up. And I remember picking up my mom and dad at the airport, and I'm taking them up Taylor Mountain, and my mom's like, and I'm showing her all the land we own, all the way to the vineyards, all the way up this hill, and she's like, you should have a guardrail. And we pull into the home, and she's looking at this expansive view, and all she can say is, Michael, you and Dawn have a beautiful home. And she repeated that every day she was with us. When she left, I told my wife, Dawn, do you realize not once all week has she said, you could have been a dentist? And I believe that plays a big role with me today because people I help in business, people I work with in BNI, okay, we're not privileged with huge marketing budgets. We're not privileged with large staffs that we can rely on. A lot of times, most of that stuff falls on ourselves to build our business, run our business. Okay, and that's what makes BNI so perfect for me. One last thing I would like to share is an experience I had with my dad. I was 13 years old and I had been taking guitar lessons and playing for 5 years. And at 13 years old, I just wanted to be out playing with my friends. I didn't want to play guitar anymore. I didn't want to practice every day. I didn't want to take lessons. And when I sat him down and I told him that, he asked me one thing. He says, do you want to go through life quitting everything you start? And that was heartbreaking for me, that my dad was disappointed and thought that I was a quitter. And I'll tell you something, that is a lesson that has stuck with me my whole life. I am not capable of quitting. I can't, I'm almost to the point of being a fault. I've been in toxic business environments knowing that I won't quit. I don't care how bad it gets, right to the point of it taking me to the emergency room. Okay, I've competed in triathlons where my running shoes were taken and I completed the race barefoot. I'm incapable of quitting. But I also believe that's such a blessing, okay? Because in business, so many times it sounds so easy to say, I've had enough. And I will tell you, if I had done that with my guitar lessons, I wouldn't have been playing in a rock band at 14. I wouldn't have been having the time of my life in high school playing lead guitar And it was just such a memorable time for me. So that's who I am, and that's why I feel that BNI is such a great fit and great environment for me to work with him. My name is Mike Macedonio. Thank you for listening.